Padre. We have some special guests today.
Special guests, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. First, cheers.
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 Welcome home.
Thank you so much. It's good to be home.
Thank you. All right. And it's almost a Merry Christmas to all of you who are watching tonight. And
That's right.
we're literally like tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Before we introduce our guests, what are we drinking? Why don't you do the introductions?
Yeah,
Mr.
here we
Luke,
go.
Mr. Luke Cope.
Well, now you're introducing our guests.
So this evening we're having some Robert Mondavi private selection bourbon barrel-aged Cabernet Sauvignon from California 2018. A great year for wine and only the best for Sacred Heart priests. So here we are. Thank you to whoever donated this beautiful bottle to us. I've already had a sip and it's delicious. So thank you.
Well, speaking of delicious, why don't you guys like kind of give us some descriptions
About this wine. First, let's talk about what it smells like.
The bouquet.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
We have a sommelier
We have
on our
a
hands.
wino on our hands.
I think
Goodness
the
gracious.
bourbon barrel aged is really coming out in the bouquet.
That was a chip.
Wow.
You know,
Come
it was a
on.
Jeez.
All right. I smell. What do you smell?
Well, so it smells like wine
It's
of the darker sort.
Of the
Of
dark
the sort that you would see on a counter.
Oh, wow.
And potentially
Counter wine.
even in
Smoke.
crystal.
Oh,
I smell smoke.
nice.
Just making that up. I don't know.
Oh.
Smells fruity.
Yeah.
Fruity,
And
bold.
smoky.
Bold. There's a
Yeah.
big, there's a
It
big
smells
flavor in here.
sweet.
Get in the bowl.
No, it doesn't smell sweet.
No.
It smells smoky and fruity. All right.
Very full.
And now,
So you can aerate a little bit.
what does it taste like?
So it tastes like wine.
Only the
Darker
deepest
sort.
questions for Sacred Heart Pope.
Yeah. What are you picking up there, Luke?
Maybe some vanilla, hints of vanilla there.
You're like reading.
Wow.
Does it say that? Does it say that?
It does say
Yeah.
vanilla. Wow, nice.
Okay, I did not actually read
Yeah.
that.
Please more.
Let's see.
You're like
What
like
am I
Baby
guessing?
Joe. Like what
Oh
is
my gosh, I don't know.
Seminarians?
It smells and tastes like a riverbed of rocks.
Oh.
No.
Describe the red rock. What type of rock?
Like a very small grape.
Spicy.
Yeah, this is
I'm getting spicy.
Yeah, this is like a nice, really bold Cabernet. You know.
Yeah. Getting spicy.
Yeah.
It says brown sugar. On
It
the
smells
label.
like darker sort of wine.
Oh, cool.
It does.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to have our seminarians home for break. They are coming back to visit for the holidays before they go back for their spring semester. But for those who may not have been aware, we have two seminarians that are sponsored by Sacred Heart. And
No longer alone.
no longer, yep. So we have Luke Kirk and Hayden Coleman. And Luke is going to school in Washington, D.C. Is that right?
That's right. Catholic
And-
University of America.
And Hayden just finished his first semester in Covington.
Covington.
Yes,
Yeah.
great. Fantastic. And how much longer do you have, Luke?
For priesthood,
Until priesthood?
God willing. So I've been in for 5 years,
Golly.
and I have 4 more to go. So they said, this kid, Luke Kirk, we need to exile him to D.C. and give him more time because he needs a lot of work, this kid. So that's why they give me lots of breathing room to be formed unto the priestly heart of Jesus, the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Preach.
So I'm really excited, and I'm definitely enjoying this extra year. It's a little bit of extra philosophy that they have me doing, and I'm just excited to finish that up. I only have 1 semester left of this big program, and we'll see where the Lord sends me next. You know,
Fantastic.
theology after.
What about you, Hayden? How much longer do you have?
So I suppose I needed less formation than Luke.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have 6.5 years left because we have a semester left of this year.
So
And,
you're going to
so
do
that'll
7
be-
total.
Right, yeah. So that'll be 3 years at St. Ben's and 4 years wherever.
Theology school will
Nice.
be.
Yeah.
Theology school.
Fantastic. All right.
Yeah. Good to have you guys home.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
really back.
welcome. So we are just going to let our viewers get to know you a little bit. I think Father Michael and I each have a question for you,
That we don't know.
and then depending on who asks the better question, y'all get to choose who asks the third question.
Ooh,
What?
okay. I like it.
Who goes first?
Wait,
Wow.
I have a question. How do we know anybody's watching?
Well, we can't
What
see
if we're
the
just
screen.
talking to a
We
camera
can't
right
see
now?
the screen, so they're watching. They're intent. They're hanging on our every
Yeah,
word.
I
Father's
can
gonna
see
check.
their eyes through
He's
the
gonna check.
camera lens.
They're watching.
They're
Okay.
watching.
Ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen,
He-
they are watching.
Makes
All
me
right.
feel less foolish.
Welcome.
All right.
I get the first question.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank God, because
Pastors.
I have not even thought
Okay.
about the question yet.
So was there
Wow, that was distraction.
was there one moment that you can remember that helped you decide that you wanted to be a priest?
Yes, there was.
And would you be able to share
Oh,
that?
wow. Wait,
That
is that
was
one?
questions.
He said he gets one question.
I actually, Father, I would like to share, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
Wow.
not stealing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, so-
Now,
Yeah,
keep,
it's like a
now, keep
genie
in
in
mind
the-
our time frame because we want to hear, Luke's.
Luke
Okay,
too.
yeah. No, I
Okay.
mean, short and sweet, I was helping lead a retreat as a high schooler, and I was passing in front of the chapel, and I felt my heart moved in a way that it hadn't really been moved before. It wasn't a realization. It was more of kind of like King David in last Sunday's first reading. Whenever he's sitting with the prophet Nathan, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, we need to build something for the Lord, like right now." It was that kind of thing. It was like I was passing in front of the chapel, and it hit me how I couldn't fathom anything more fulfilling than a life doing the work I was doing as a retreat leader, just leading people to Christ. And as I become more intimate with the sacraments and with Christ in prayer, I appreciate the priesthood even more and more. As that sort of role, just
That's
constantly
beautiful.
leading people to
That's
Christ.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
And you were a youth leader here in our parish.
I was, yes, for middle
Yeah.
schoolers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But the retreat was probably for high school.
It was right. Yeah, I was a senior leading other high schoolers. It was
Okay.
it's like dogs leading
Nice.
horses or something. I don't know.
That's beautiful.
That is awesome.
They were like kindred spirits. Like when you talk, you close your eyes and
I do.
yeah.
Father Michael does that too.
Do it
Do
all
you,
the time.
do you move your
You see?
eyebrows a lot too, or is that?
I can move my eyebrows a lot. I
Mhm.
don't. Actually, I just did. I lied.
So Father Michael,
Beautiful.
You guys are kindred
sometimes
spirits.
it's scary when
Eyebrows.
Father Michael's driving and he tries to
Oh,
tell a
yeah.
story, and he starts to,
Exactly.
and we say, okay, well listen,
Well played.
I need you just to open up
Well
your eyes
played.
and drive.
No storytelling when I'm driving.
So anyway,
That's good.
So the chapel, like just you felt your heart being moved, and like there's something here.
Right. Yeah, and it was a bit different. It was like a feeling that I wasn't manufacturing.
Mhm.
It was almost a feeling that demanded me respond to it. Does that distinction make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't thought about this before. Okay.
love that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear what Luke
Yeah.
is going to say to this question.
So my journey started pretty strange and early. So I was in first grade, and we were walking to mass, and there was a stained glass window of the Holy Spirit. That's not at this parish; it's the parish in Texas where we were living at the time. I've moved down a few times in my life, and I looked up, and I just had a moment with the Lord, and I heard Jesus say to me, "I want you to be a priest. Will you be a priest for me?" And I said yes. And then I told my mom, and she asked me what I said, and I said, I just said yes. It's kind of bizarre, and I realize it's kind of bizarre, but it just kept on popping up, so the kind of strangeness of that situation. It felt very intimate and personal to me, so I didn't really share it with anyone other than my immediate family. And I would kind of tell people, oh yeah, like I want to do something to help people one day, but it just felt kind of like this was like an intimate, personal thing for me.
Sure.
And then it just kept on being persistent, that kind of tug toward the priesthood, and seeing the priest on the altar, and having that desire after that experience for the priesthood. And then when I got older, though, 8th grade, I started thinking, you know what? Maybe it's a childhood fantasy. Maybe this is something I kind of dreamed up. Maybe I kind of made myself have this kind of encounter. Maybe it was all kind of in my own head. Maybe this isn't of the Lord. So at the time, I was at John Paul the Great Academy in Lafayette. We have a perpetual adoration chapel. And I just started really turning to the Lord and saying, okay, Lord, give me an idiot-proof sign. That's kind of the phrase that I used for myself. And, show me. So the Lord often listens to kind of our silly demands. And sure enough, we were in Texas visiting a parish we'd never been to before. and this lady comes out, this old Hispanic woman comes out of the Adoration Chapel, and the woman that we're in that was from that parish, we weren't, this was our first time there, said, oh my gosh, this lady, she lives in the Adoration Chapel. That's all she does. Like, that's her whole ministry in life. It's just to be before our Lord in adoration. And she just interrupts our conversation, just beelines toward us, and just interrupts our conversation right after I've been praying, like, Lord, is this a childhood thing? Is this just like me, you know? She's like, do you know that God's calling you to be a priest? Just like interrupts our
Seriously?
I almost started
Oh my
like
gosh.
crying. And it was just such like a kind of wild answer. And I think the Lord knows that I'm someone maybe a little bit more stubborn than Hayden, and I needed a little bit more data to work with. And he did. He provided. You know, he is the Father who keeps his promises, and he's a good Father, and he provided. And then later on in high school, when I was facing a similar decision, like, okay, it's been very consistent, but I kind of want to do my own thing. I kind of want to go to college. I want to do the fun stuff first. I don't want to really drop my net, right? I was in the boat, but I wasn't going to drop the net for the Lord. And I realized that I need to drop my net for him, and he's calling me to drop my net and kind of get rid of my safety, you know, kind of to myself, kind of selfish goals, and say, you know what, Lord, I'll trust that you will satisfy those desires of my heart. And then later on, I had another encounter in senior year. We're at a parish we've never been to before on a senior pilgrimage, and the secretary interrupted our entire group of kids. It was all the seniors, and he's like, are you going to seminary next year? And then the priest behind me starts laughing because he knew a little bit of my vocation discernment.
Right.
And she was right. Yeah. So the Lord kept on being persistent, and I learned that I had to drop the nets and trust him that he was going to fulfill those desires of my heart to study and to kind of have those cool experiences. And he sent me to Washington, D.C. to study, and who knows where he'll send me next. But, you know, it's been a wonderful, wonderful journey, and the Lord really does provide.
Fantastic.
That's a beautiful.
Yeah.
Like idiot proof. I need to pray for more
Yeah.
idiot proof examples.
Oh, the Lord. Yeah. I'm a servant guy, need lots of data, you know, it takes me a while to like make the big decisions I want, lots of the evidence, you know.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So, yeah. He provides.
Great. Well, I love that. So God has called both of you at least into this moment.
Yeah.
Hopefully, He keeps calling you forward.
Amen.
And,
God willing.
And I think it's my turn to ask a question.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Alright.
Kids.
Let's see. Is there? Okay, no. Let me rephrase. This is one question. What has been the most impactful thing
Oof.
that you have learned so far in seminary? Wow.
That's a deep
That is
question.
such a better question than
And
mine.
And I can't wait to hear, man, I mean, that's a hard one for me to even think about. So,
Okay. I think
and
that's
it could
an
be-
incredibly tough question.
maybe you learned it in the classroom, maybe you learned it in a conversation with a friend, maybe you learned it in a time in prayer.
So
I mean,
I've had less seminary than Luke, so
I haven't
so
learned
the-
much.
Yeah, less impacts.
yeah, I've actually this past semester was impactful, like two different words. There is impactful, full of impacts, and the one that I say affects me on a daily basis. Maybe it wasn't the most impactful at the moment, but it affects me on a daily basis. Is the special place that the Psalms have in the role of every Christian, you know, in our tradition, and in the people who pray the Psalms and their prayers and our liturgy. Just the Psalms as the 150 songs compiled by the Jews before the birth of Jesus, 100 years before the birth, or a couple hundred years before the birth of Jesus, that do two things. One is describe every state of the human soul in reference to God. So any position that I'm in at any time of the day, the Psalms help me to approach God in a way that people have for thousands of years. I tap into this ancient wisdom to help me approach God in a way that's more full and help me resolve what I'm going through. So that's one purpose of the Psalms. And then the other one is just a beautiful, poetical, and theologically dense summary of salvation history. It's like Luke loves to quote them, and what he's quoting is just memories of people long past, and memories that we can think about and appreciate and love our God for working in our lives, not only in our lifetime, but the lifetimes of so many people before us. And so that's my biggest takeaway, I think, from this first semester of seminary, is how much of a gift the Psalms were and how much I took them for granted before.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
What a great answer.
And yeah, just to remind people that like at every mass that we attend, almost every time our responsorial psalm is from the Psalms. So like we get to hear from the Psalms at every mass.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe to be listening the next mass we go to at
Absolutely.
like that wisdom.
I've
and
started, these past couple months I've started, because before I'm sorry, but whenever we'd say the responsorial psalm, I didn't pay much attention at all.
I know, it's easy
Yeah.
to take for granted.
Absolutely.
And it's often sung, you know. So that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know, Luke, if you're going to be able to top that, because that was
I don't
pretty
think I
fantastic.
can.
I have
I
confidence.
can just offer.
Well, you have so
an
much
experience.
impactful.
You've been full of
opportunities.
impacts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I loved one of the words that Hayden used, and he talked about the Psalms as a gift to us. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned in seminary throughout prayer and study has been the gift at the heart of everything. So that sounds super cheesy, but really the idea that I am given as a gift to myself by God to flourish and to be loved by Him and to be loved by others, but also have the gift and the task of being able to love others and to give myself away in those acts of service and love to those around me that He's placed in my life. And then this idea that even the creation around us, right, is a gift, right? God delights in these common moments of our lives that it's so easy for me to take for granted, but everything is suffused with this power of the gift and the love that God wills toward me, and He wills that I share with others too. So I think I've just had some moments where I've been, working on this in my thesis, where it really hits me, and I have to run from the computer on my thesis to the chapel and just cry, but just of gratitude, tears of gratitude. The amazing, comprehensive, all-pervading love of God that's chasing us down, that's awakening us, a response to Him in gratitude. I mean, the little glimpses I get of that just make me excited for giving myself away in love, God willing, as a priest one day. But even to be invited to love God and myself more deeply too. You know what I mean? So to appreciate who I am, to appreciate who God is, to appreciate who my neighbor is, to appreciate creation more. So I think an understanding of the gift has impacted me to be able to have a lens of gratitude with which to view reality in any way.
My goodness. They have gotten a lot out of seminary. This is fantastic. I was edified by just both of those things, a renewed passion for the Psalms and a renewed perspective on the way that God loves us. Just by your responses. Seriously, that was really good.
It was beautiful.
So awesome. Well, now you get to decide who gets to ask the third question.
I think I should do paper, rock, scissors, best 2 out of 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do you know how to play that game? That's kind of,
Rock,
when you're
paper,
old.
scissors?
I like my guns are at my side. Both hands on the table.
All
Right.
right.
So is it like
Rock, paper,
boom,
scissors, shoot?
boom, boom, boom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rock,
So-
paper, scissors, shoot.
So we're doing a shoot.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
like 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, you're gonna do rock?
And it's just best out of 3.
Yeah,
That's
that's
2
what
out
you're
of the
gonna
3.
Okay.
You're gonna do rock. Okay. Rock,
1, 2,
paper,
3.
scissors, shoot. You're supposed to do rock. Alright, best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Wait. You can't manipulate what I do.
Yeah, do rock.
You're
that's
trying to
fine.
do mind games.
Do rock.
I'm 1 up. Here we go.
Okay, you went up. Best 2 out of 3. So,
Here we go,
first-
ready?
So if you win this one, you
Yeah,
get to
oh
ask
yeah,
the
it's
third
money.
question.
It's money.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I told you to do rock.
There we go.
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna beat you.
Do rock. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, tie!
There we go. Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot!
Oh! Money!
That's it, I'm going home. Good night, everyone. Merry Christmas. See y'all later. Are we still filming? Let's see. Is that still on? Oh, we're still filming.
It's still
Just
on.
about.
Keep
Okay, I can't wait to
watching.
hear this last question. What's it going to be?
Oh, I want to go simple. I want to go fun,
Yeah.
but yet Luke, Gosh, it's Advent, so Christmas is coming around the corner, and you said a word that just exploded in my brain because, like, this season, people are traveling around, people are dying in traffic, giving hours of their life to buy what? Gifts for people, like crazy, and sometimes the season and sometimes the reason for the season, right, can get lost, and so. As you have studied about like gift and the gift of God to us, and y'all are passionate about like falling in love with Jesus, maybe share with us how do you understand Jesus as a gift to us, and why would you be willing to give your life so that other people know that? So it's kind of
Did you ask two questions again?
Yeah.
He finds a way to ask more than
It's a
one
hand.
question in one question.
So why is Jesus a gift to us and worth giving your life to let other people know? It is a two-part
I
question.
love whenever he asks questions. It's
So go
good.
where you want with that.
Yeah. And you've been leading the way the whole time. You want to lead us the third time?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
This is a super
Jesus is-
easy trail to blaze.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get my head around the question here.
Me
So
too.
we got- so Jesus is a gift. Why is the question?
Yeah. Why is Jesus the most important gift that we're celebrating in Christmas? That trumps all of it.
Are you asking why or how?
So have you guys ever had a girlfriend or anything? Let's do the fun question.
No,
Okay, think about the question in the background. Jesus' gift. So I was in a duck line this morning, and I was asking this question, like, what would you like to know from seminarians? And they were like, can seminarians like date in the seminary? How does that work? Like they're not a priest yet, so they're not celibate, but they're not lay people. They're not ordinary people. So what does the seminary life look like? So.
Yeah, are y'all allowed to?
Are you allowed to have girlfriends in the seminary?
if formation doesn't know about it,
Wow.
That's what I was hoping for. I was honest.
still no. That was what I was leading to.
So,
Still no.
yeah. He won't. Your formator won't be watching this. Still
Okay.
no. Still no.
Ugh.
I mean, I'm awfully far away from any other brother seminarians, so still no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still no.
Yeah, because people are like curious, like what is this like? Are they a priest? Are they not a priest? Or like what? Curious about the lifestyle, you know?
Yeah, what's
we're
what's a
often-
day in the life kind of
Yeah.
like for people that have no idea what you do
Yeah, what do you
at
do?
school?
That's a good question.
Okay. So
Just pray all day.
from no,
Pray always, Father. St. Paul.
Pray without
Pray.
ceasing.
I knew it was coming.
I have my chalky. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So 4 pillars of formation, from my understanding, is formation as a human, as a man. Formation in the spiritual life, spiritual maturity, academic formation, so knowing your way around theology, and then the last one is pastoral formation, being able to be a pastor for other people. And there's no specific pillar that's the priesthood formation. Well, it's because we're being formed, at least in minor seminary, being formed as men. We're being formed in these 4 pillars, and if we discern out and decide not to be a priest, it's not like any of that is a waste. We're still, going to be edified as men of a community. And so the question was, what's a day in the life?
Yeah. What do you guys do?
Okay, so life is centered around those 4 pillars. I wake up, and my seminary is run by monks, so we're a bit monastic. Insofar as we have a very set schedule of liturgy and mealtime, we all do it together, me and all my brother seminarians. And so it's really, and we say brother seminarians, not some out of like weird like comrade, thing. It's the guys at my table. I've noticed as a new seminarian, more and more in a very real way become my brothers. We're all pursuing Christ as a gift. Because what else do you pursue in life if not Christ? Nothing is worthy for the human heart but Christ.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting at a table with seminarians, and so my day is I wake up, I drink some green tea. I pray with some guys for about 30 minutes in our family room on some couches, and I go to adoration for 30 minutes, and then mass, and then after mass, classes, then lunch, more classes, homework, community prayer again, community mealtime, more prayer, and wind down, go to sleep.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's one day.
And what's missing,
Sign
Luke,
me up.
in your experience? So that's his first semester. What else in addition to prayer, class, and green tea?
Well,
What
I
else can we
definitely
expect?
commend green tea. That's a must. No, what I would just add is that we're being formed into the men unto the heart of Jesus, but also priests into the heart of Jesus. So they're really trying to prepare us. All along the way, you're gradually increasing the ways that you're kind of acting like a priest. So for the people who are like, well, you're not a priest, that's true, you're not a priest. But you're also trying to act as though, you're being formed into one, right? And that you'll be one day. So with that in mind, they actually have what's called spiritual direction, which is absolutely priceless in my life. That time where you just have total transparency, heart speaking to heart, sharing how Jesus has been moving in your life and being directed to go deeper with that director and obviously with the relationship with Jesus, and to see the gift that he is and to give yourself more fully to him. That's awesome. And then you also have formation advising, where there's kind of someone who's externally observing how you're doing and really trying to encourage you on that kind of human level, where they're seeing where you are and really, if you will, they're kind of your coach. Like, here's where you're at, here's your strengths, here's your weaknesses that we can see. Let's go that extra mile, right? So what I would say is that seminary does an amazing job of trying to form the whole person, because we don't want, as our former bishop used to say, we don't want weird priests, right? We want like good human men, but also deeply spiritual people, right? So that's where this kind of balance that Hayden is talking about really comes from, is that you wake up, you pray, right? You study, you eat together, you pray, right? There's this nice flow of the day, but everything has the eye on Jesus, who enters into Bethlehem, the house of bread. He goes in a feeding trough, right, for us, and the guiding star leads us to him. And in every church, right, we have a house of bread, and within that house of bread, we all have a tabernacle. We all have our manger, and each manger has that tabernacle light, that red light that shows us, that's our guiding star that leads us to that feeding trough. And that's where Jesus fully gives himself as a gift to us, to fully awaken ourselves to be who we are, but also to give ourselves in love back to him and others. So that whole dynamic of the gift, of receiving and giving and flourishing, I think that's all present in there, and seminary is trying to prepare us for that moment.
Oh, beautiful.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
That's,
Christmas.
that's our Christmas homily. We're going to put that on our iTunes
Just play an
account.
MP3, yeah.
Okay, so we got just about one more minute left with you guys, so it's great to have y'all home, and
It's good to be home.
maybe I'm trying to think of a fun like one answer question to ask, just to
Favorite song.
in let's see, favorite Christmas carol.
Ooh.
Wait, is that every Christmas song or only songs that could be caroled?
Oh, wow!
Because
Only songs that could be caroled.
okay, Little Drummer Boy,
Okay.
from the get-go of my life, just Little
yeah.
Drummer Boy.
Do you know how to play the drums?
I know how to play Little Drummer Boy on the harmonica, which would count.
Oh, secret talent of Hayden Coleman. He knows the harmonica.
Wow.
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Sure, he's very good.
And what instrument do you play?
The piano.
Wow! And what instrument do you play?
The sound
The
of a
shotgun.
gun.
A Beretta A90.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, Little Drummer Boy and Luke.
I'll give you two. The popular
course.
one that I love dearly is Oh Holy Night. Right? Like when the fall on your knees hits, oh, you just feel it,
You just follow your knees.
Oh, it's so good. And then in terms of a more obscure carol, I would say Gaudete, Gaudete. It's a medieval carol that goes back to kind of the times where you'd be in king's courts and this sort of thing. And there's a really fun rendition where it kind of tries to use some of those actual instruments and drums and pipes that they would have used back in the day. And it's this beautiful carol that saying rejoice, rejoice over and over again, because today Jesus Christ is born. It kind of runs through these different mysteries of Christmas. That's really profound. But I would say Oh Holy Night for that fall on your knees moment, to really get you there, and then Gaudete, rejoice. Today Jesus Christ is born, and then meditating on that.
Love that. Great. Ladies and gentlemen. So, again, if you happen to run into Luke or Hayden over the holidays, please introduce yourself and tell them hello. But even if not, please join us in praying for them and for their success in seminary. And we wish y'all could be home more often, but
I'm away, so you probably don't see me very often, but I am praying for you every day in my holy hour.
There you go.
Sacred Heart
Beautiful.
Parishioners there for you. So please pray for us.
Awesome.
Please, thank you.
Beautiful. Well, thanks again for being with us.
Yeah, and hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Again, if you're thinking about come and celebrate Christmas with us, our Christmas Mass schedule is on Christmas Eve. We're going to have 2 4:00 masses, one in church and one outside over at the school.
Wait, just to clarify, not a 2 o'clock, because there is some churches that are doing that.
Okay, great.
We're having 2 4:00 masses, so 4 o'clock, 2 of those.
Got it. And then at 6 p.m. in church.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Day, 8 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
in church.
So praying for good weather, but it's looking like it's shaping up pretty good. So
Yeah. It's going to be cold. Bring, if you're going to be doing outdoor mass, blankets,
gloves.
chairs, space heaters. Seriously.
Yeah, careful with those. But Merry Christmas, everyone, if we don't see you, and a Happy New Year. Good night. Let me see if I can press stop here.